cooking on the go. Please excuse the place, it's a bit of a mess. Not my doing, the channel did it. So here I've got some pork and slow cooking scrambled eggs in the slow cooker, which is wedged between the furniture and the stairs so it doesn't go flying, which has happened before. So, since the last video update, I spent a week or so, or less than a week, leaving Ramsgate and doing the south coast. The plan was, because of the prevalent southwesterlies, was to try and find a bay that may give some shelter overnight so I could anchor. So it was Ramsgate to Lade Bay, that worked out well. Eastbourne was a very rocky and rolly night, Selsey was medium, and then lastly I moved across to Bembridge on the Isle of Wight. None of this was particularly good sailing, although the Bembridge leg was upwind, it was proper sailing. My thought process was to get moving before the autumn storms come in and the colder weather. So anything that wasn't a southwesterly, because that was the direction I was going, was fair game, or even no wind at all and old motor. So predominantly motoring, so not very exciting. Looking at the weather forecast, there was a southwesterly or more westerly, which is good enough to get from the Isle of Wight down to Cherbourg. My original plan being to get across to Salcombe Bay and then do a longer journey to Roscoff, the idea being that I could save some Schengen days, but I decided that 17 to 25 hours was too long. Bembridge was lovely during the day because that was just a quick journey from Selsey, but then the wind shifted more westerly, became more rocky there. So I decided to move to Sandown, which was a bit of a gamble because I know Sandown, I worked there back in the 80s as a lifeguard for a season. It's quite an exposed bay and it does get southwesterlies, but I was very lucky in that I got a very calm night, reasonable amount of sleep, so I set off for Cherbourg on Sunday the 27th of August at 4 AM. Bembridge. The observant sailors amongst you will realise that there's a very poor sail shape with the main. The problem I'm wrestling with is nothing for the mainsail apart from the reefing lines are run back to the cockpit. There's a very small winch on the mast, so either the outhaul gets that winch or the main halyard does, because there's no blocks to cleat something off. So I'm hand pulling and just wrapping around a very small cleat. I will cut the eye off the main halyard so I can then run it through the blocks and then into the cockpit, but at the moment it's looking pretty poor. So I am sailing completely overpowered here. The problem I was wrestling with was changeable wind. It was force 6 for 20 minutes and then we'd get a lull at force 3. I'd even put the motor on a few times to make sure I was going to hit Cherbourg before dark. The earlier part of the day was predominantly upwind, so it was no problem, but later on I needed to chase course as the tide changed and go a little bit further downwind. But the self-steering system had packed up, it was not operational for the entire day. The wind vane was struggling to hold the angle and even I was helping it, hence why I'm using the sail tie. It felt like it was completely overloading the keel, but battled on I did until I saw sense and actually rolled in the Genoa and just went with the mainsail. So I was absolutely shattered coming into Cherbourg. I still had 6 or 7 nautical miles to go as it was getting dark. So I didn't want to wrestle with the marina, get on the VHF, pull out the fenders and the lines and try and navigate in the marina being so tired and in the dark. So I decided I was going to head for an anchorage. The engine was overheating because I was trying to get there before dark. I'd had a few injuries during the day. I got thrown from one side of the boat to the other, thought I broke my arm. I got my finger jammed in a cupboard and a violent wave then shook the boat and it sent me the other way. I thought I'd broken a finger. Numerous scrapes and scratches and just absolutely worn out from winching and holding and pulling. So I just wanted to get in and drop anchor and get some sleep. I'm now resting up in Cherbourg for a few days, regrouping and getting the boat ready for the Channel Islands. Noticed yesterday when I was sailing on the mainsail there was some looseness 3/4 of the way down, and then I noticed one of the sliders was missing, so you can't get a good sail shape. Obviously a point of weakness, and something that needs to be sorted. So I thought I needed to go to Cherbourg because I didn't buy any spares, and then I found one in a drawer with the previous owner. I went to the slip, left one, and all I need is one. So hopefully this works. Pain in the bum. Yeah, that doesn't fit through. God damn it.